were supposed to give an inspirational and motivational speech. I must admit, we wanted to go for it anyway, because like after getting in touch with, we are in Romania for a couple of days, and after a few conversations that we have with Romanian wedding photographers, we kind of we're almost sure that weddings in Poland are not so different than weddings here, and weddings like in Europe basically are like we are all photographing the same story over and over and again, only people are changing. And yeah, so after almost 7 years of being in the wedding industry, we came to few, in my opinion, interesting conclusions that we think would be valid for all kind of wedding businesses, like either photography business or video business. Nina was shooting almost every day. I supported her. I was, you know, the guy with the big reflector, and I was a driver to these photo shoots. And I was super proud of her, and she created some amazing stuff. It was something made purely for fun.
No money.
Yeah, no money involved.
Like
Actually,
just fun.
Actually investing. We were students back then, so when someone asks you to photograph a wedding, then something clicks inside of our brain. And
like on the camera, different settings.
And we are starting thinking that, okay, so it's wedding photos, so I'm thinking about how wedding photos should look like. I'm not thinking how I see this wedding, how I see this scene, how I feel like what's going on in this moment. I'm thinking about, okay, standard wedding photos. So as you can see, we kind of
different.
We kind of went a long way. You know, it developed quite hard. We were shooting from around 25 to 30. Our personal record is 32 weddings in 2018.
18.
In 2018.
Yes.
Yeah, so
it was a lot, and there was a lot of photo shoots.
Yeah, that's too much.
Other things.
That's definitely too much weddings for us. We are aiming to, I don't know, 15 right now, and it's quite okay because like we want to treat our couples we have very personal approach, and we are talking with each of our couple. Like there was many times when we were, you know, invited to barbecues, and you know, even before the wedding,
grab a beer or coffee or just talk about anything.
Yeah, so we are, because it is the most comfortable for us to know who we are working with, because I want to be like I want to be like an old friend on our wedding day for the couple. Yeah, so this is our main approach. So when we book more than 15 weddings, we are starting slowly to losing it, and I'm not 100% sure that I can give the same amount of attention to each of this couple. And yeah, we were then after our wedding, we were happily going back to Poland. We were like so hyped about this, like, oh, we will try even harder. We will create something really unique for our couples. We wanted our couples to feel like us, the same way, you know, appreciated, taken care of, and you know, we wanted to be someone like Dylan was for us, you know. Yeah,
that was the thing.
Yes, we re-edited so many photos that we wanted to grab even the tiniest scraps that we just enjoyed doing, and that we felt that it goes somewhere, that it's some kind of unique. We totally fell in love with Wong Kar-wai's work. It's huge inspiration. The cinematography of Gordon Willis, amazing. I cannot recommend it more. More cinematography of Gordon Willis, but also amazing stories of Woody Allen's movies. And then something clicked in our brain, and we spent hours and hours talking about why we feel this way when watching those art pieces. Everything from then, we wanted to be like stills taken from a movie. This is a great example.
So we started to,
Explore this.
exploring.
And it can.
films.
We realized that it can be various. It can be interesting. It doesn't always have to be bright. It doesn't always have to be dark, because the day changes. Everything changes, and it should be just like scenes from a movie. Our couples get the photos of putting their rings on. They get the photos, like formal shots with their parents, smiling to the camera. They got all of that, but we don't show it. We show everything in between, everything that's about those people, and everything that's different. That's different from other weddings.
Yeah.
Because
we're trying to be like the silent observers, like
like we said,
not visible.
And we want it to be as personal as it can get. We prefer natural and soft light over artificial, of course. Here is the blue hour. It was almost dark, but we use artificial light too, especially during party, for example.
Yeah.
We are very aware of the perspective, which gives calmness to our photos, and
just like in the movies we
yeah,
like.
It gives
straight lines.
us the cinematic look.
Yes.
It's just like response with our characters very well.
Yeah.
We adore frames. We frame everything.
Framing is very powerful.
Yeah, we framing everything we see whenever we can. And it can be, like doors, windows.
Light and shadow.
And recently, we are kind of developing color contrast, which is, of course, inspired by movies. Yeah, and we try to not recreate, but we try to learn something from those inspirations. We applied the same principle. It's almost raw file. It wasn't color corrected. It was just simple light LED, RGB LED light of young Nuo, the cheapest stuff you can find. Where to find inspiration? Like Nina said, not wedding photography per se. You can try also paintings, movies, editorial, fashion photography.
Different kind of photography than weddings.
It can be, real life even. Like, for example, I will give you, you probably know the Disney's Tarzan from 1999. The tune. The main inspiration for the Tarzan movement was, it was animator's son snowboarding. Anything can be an inspiration, basically, to you. Here quickly, because we are slowly going to an end, how we use these inspirations. Like, our brains recognizes what we already seen. It's same with music. We like songs that we've heard before. That's why we got remixes of same melody but different words, with beat and stuff like that. It's popular because our brains
used to it.
Knows where it came from. Yeah. So when I saw our groom getting ready.
It's very, very dark room.
Yeah, it was very dark room. One light source. It reminded me of Harry Potter scene. Yeah. This is something very common, the motif of the lone tree. It was in Forrest Gump, but it was always in Harry
Also
Potter
in
movie.
Harry Potter, of course.
Sorry for being monothematic. We love Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Frames and reflections in the mirrors. This is something we are looking for all the time, basically.
I'm sorry.
Zdrówko. Because we are constantly thinking about making photographs. It's our whole lives, and it's not something that you are just turning on when you are on the job. You are picking the camera. Okay, now I will start to search for light. Now we do it all the time. We know, when we got here, we knew where we could put you know, our models, if we had to photograph here, we already seen whose of you have the best light on your faces. Like, sorry, this like a sickness.